And so there you have it, the first of our short movies, hard-hitting, but conveying so much. Perhaps you might like to just close off this section, Natalia, by some parting words. And I should have said at the very beginning that please feel free to use the chat facility at the end of your screens, and we will have some time for questions and answers and comments at the end of this evening's webinar, not in between the sections. So if you can hold to then. So Natalia, if you just want to say some concluding words before I hand over to shelters.
Just the words of gratitude to those who worked on this film, my Caritas Ukraine team, and those who supported the idea of creation of this film, from RENATE Advocacy Task Group, and of course the donor organization who could finance creation of such a film. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalia. And I think it's a very sobering start to our webinar, but it's the harsh reality of life in Ukraine. And indeed, as they made the point, anybody can be a victim of human trafficking, which applies globally. And so thank you, Natalia, and all our colleagues in Ukraine. In the introduction, I referred to the launch of a RENATE publication on some of the shelters within the RENATE network. We have launched, there's a publication about shelters. It's a resource, basically, of valuable information, of best practices and ideas. And it will be introduced and spoken to by our colleague from Greece, Rania Ayokmaidu. I'm not sure if I never get the pronunciation right.
That's okay.
But thank you, Rania. Rania is the executive administrator at a shelter, a safe house in Greece, in Athens, Damaris Community House, which we had the pleasure of visiting when we were there for the working board meeting last week. And Rania is she leads the Shelters and Safe Houses group, and she will talk to us about their publication. But just in the context of shelters, in the area of anti-human trafficking and in general, shelters not only provide security and personal safety and physical protection from the elements and from diseases and health problems, shelters and safe houses, even if temporary, protect people's dignity, protecting the dignity of the human person, providing them with the opportunity to build a normal life, and the restoration of the person through safe and secure locations and supportive processes is a key mission of all of the RENATE membership. So it's with great pleasure I introduce you to Rania, who will take us through her PowerPoint. Over to you, Rania.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anne. We are very happy to launch RENATE's Shelters and Safe Houses booklet for 2025, which is an overview of the RENATE network's active shelters and safe houses across Europe. It will be available via the RENATE website after the presentation at the CSW. Now, in this presentation, we are going to see some points taken from the booklet, which presents the work of each shelter with more details as well as photos. First of all, let's have a look on the shelters and the safe houses presented per country. As you can see, we have 9 of them, which operate in Albania, Romania, Malta, in the UK, Greece, as well as Spain. Anti-trafficking shelters and safe houses play a critical role in providing immediate safety and long-term support to survivors of human trafficking and sexual exploitation and their children. Here's a breakdown of how they typically work. Immediate safety and shelter. The primary function is to provide a secure and confidential environment, and this includes providing basic necessities like food, clothing, and hygiene products. Also, they have support services like medical care, addressing immediate and long-term health needs, including physical and mental health, psychological counseling, providing trauma-informed therapy to help survivors cope with the emotional and psychological effects of their experiences. Trauma-informed therapy, as I already mentioned, which is a core component of their services. This approach acknowledges the complex physical, psychological, and emotional abuse survivors have endured, prioritizing the creation of a safe and supportive environment conducive to healing. Educational support. This support addresses the educational gaps created by exploitation, fostering independence and breaking the cycle of vulnerability. Programs may include basic literacy and numeracy classes, vocational training, and language instruction, all designed to equip survivors with the knowledge and skills necessary for successful integration. By providing access to educational resources and opportunities, shelters and safe houses boost survivors' self-esteem and enhance their employability. Also, legal assistance, assisting survivors with legal matters such as pursuing criminal charges against traffickers and navigating immigration processes. Vocational training, recognizing that economic independence is fundamental to long-term recovery, these programs equip survivors with marketable skills that enhance their employability. Life skills training, which helps survivors develop essential life skills such as financial literacy and independent living skills. Educational support, providing opportunities for survivors to pursue education and vocational training. Protection of human rights. By providing safe haven and comprehensive support, they uphold the basic human rights to safety, security, and freedom from exploitation. They advocate for survivors' legal rights, ensuring access to justice and protection under the law. Through their work, shelters and safe houses affirm the inherent dignity and worth of every individual, striving to restore and protect the fundamental human rights that have been violated. Raising awareness about human trafficking, acting as frontline advocates and educators. They achieve this by sharing survivor stories, of course with their consent, conducting community outreach programs, and collaborating with media outlets to shed light on the hidden realities of exploitation. They often host workshops, seminars, and public events to educate communities about the signs of trafficking, its prevalence, and the resources available for victims. Reintegration and empowerment, helping survivors rebuild their lives and achieve independence, facilitating access to resources and support networks that can help survivors reintegrate into their communities. Shelters and safe houses also, they have collaboration. Effective anti-trafficking shelters collaborate with a range of partners, including, sorry, I lost the...
Law enforcement,
Sorry, yes, law enforcement, medical professionals, legal advocates, and community organizations. In essence, anti-trafficking shelters and safe houses provide a vital lifeline for survivors, offering them a safe haven and the support they need to rebuild their lives. Now, shelters and safe houses within the RENATE network engage in collaborative efforts. This collaboration is fundamental to enhancing the quality of care provided to beneficiaries. Specifically, they work together to share best practices, to identify common challenges, to find optimal solutions, to strengthen advocacy, to improve referral systems. They can improve referral systems for victims that need to move, for example, to different locations. This collaborative approach within the RENATE network ensures that shelters and safe houses are constantly improving their services and provide the best possible support to their beneficiaries. Now we will see some statistics from the book. We start with Albania, Different and Equal. Different and Equal provides a comprehensive range of reintegration services to at least 200 beneficiaries annually, of which at least 80% are young girls and women. Then Dar Hosea in Malta, 176 service users and 32 children have passed the doors at the Dar Hosea. Now in Romania, Flos Carmeli House. Since 2018, over 120 people have been helped to overcome their struggles. Women, children, families, and young people victims of exploitation at risk of exclusion or already excluded from society. In UK, we have Caritas Bakita House. Since 2015, it has accommodated nearly 200 women from 50 countries aged 15 to 70 years old. In Greece, Community House Damaris. Since 2016, House Damaris has provided critical assistance to 60 women ages 18 to 35 from 23 different countries and 33 children through its Hospitality and Recovery Day program. In Albania, Vatra Psychosocial Center. Since its founding, Vatra has assisted 659 victims of human trafficking, 2,617 women and girls, and 62 men and boys. Also, 2,190 victims of sexual abuse, domestic violence, and gender-based violence. 1,929 women and girls, and 261 men and boys, and finally 761 children of victims of all forms of violence and trafficking. In Romania, Solwodi. In 2023, 345 calls were received seeking help and explaining their situations. 15 women and their 29 children were welcomed for long-term support. 43 people were accompanied to the counseling center. In Malta, Dar Merba Big Foundation. This foundation provides refuge for up to 14 women and children from abusive households or environments. 14 women is their capacity. Finally, in Spain, we have Amaranta Foundation. Between 1999 and 2022, Amaranta Foundation assisted 1,927 people from 77 nationalities through its residential center and day center. Now here you see all of the statistics, and we see how many women and children and people in general have been helped and supported by these shelters and safe houses. Some organizations provided annual figures, while others provided the cumulative totals or capacity figures. So the total amount of people helped by the shelters is likely much higher. Now, let's see some statistics, and we will do like a very short analysis. Focus on women and children. A significant majority of beneficiaries are women and children, highlighting the vulnerability of these populations to trafficking and violence. Then we have international reach. The organizations serve individuals from a wide range of nationalities, demonstrating the global nature of human trafficking and violence. We have a variety of services. The organizations provide a comprehensive range of services, including shelter, counseling, legal assistance, and reintegration support. Now, the data clearly demonstrates the vital role these shelters and safe houses play in supporting survivors of trafficking and violence. And this was like a small presentation of the booklet in general. And I would like also to highlight some points. Can you see, Anne, my screen?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
great. I will highlight.
Well, hold on. I can the others see?
No, the
No.
sharing stopped.
Try your screen sharing again.
Yes.
It just flicked in. There we are. It's coming up. Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
I will focus a little bit on Damaris House, Community House Damaris, which is a safe house in Athens, Greece. And okay, it's a Christian organization. We run 2 safe houses. We offer trauma-informed recovery program. We also have 2 apartments for transitional housing, and the beneficiaries are women and their children, victims of sexual exploitation or trafficking, or people being at high risk. Damaris House was established in 2016 as a non-profit organization in Athens. Our safe house offers hospitality program, long-term safe housing for victims of sex trafficking and sexual abuse and their children, frontline housing for vulnerable women, refugees, and asylum seekers. As we know, Greece has a flow of refugees that come and stay, or they continue their route to Europe. Transitional housing for women who are in a transitional state in their lives, like Ukrainian refugees or House Damaris graduates, and recovery day program, a restorative long-term day program. The program addresses mental health, personal development, vocational training, health, and social services. We provide classes concerning life skills, personal goals, relationship management, childcare, daily hygiene, access to public services. We also have counseling sessions, psychological screening, and we provide access to medical services for all our beneficiaries and their children. Job training. The purpose is to encourage participants to form supports in the community to increase their employability skills. And we have classes as guided independent studies like employment readiness. And we also offer Greek and English as a foreign language for our beneficiaries. We also have a child nursery along with the day program in the same area. And the purpose is for mothers to be carefree to attend courses. We also have job training partnerships, other NGOs and Greek businesses, and the purpose is to provide job shadowing and employment. Currently, graduate beneficiaries are being employed in 2 businesses, the Threads of Hope, making bags and home textiles and accessories, and also Book Garden. It's a second-hand bookstore downtown Athens. And I would like to conclude. Let's see some of the statistics. Since we opened our doors in April 2016, Damaris has hosted women from over 23 nations. And since then, 61 women have joined the program. 38 babies and children in general have been hosted with their mothers. 77 children have had mothers with program involvement, and 44 women are now considered stable, thus providing a success rate of 84%. And I don't know if we have a few minutes to see some testimonies. Like it's the best choice. It's a place where you can see yourself transformed, said a single mother from Africa. I am looking forward to the future. I am strong. I overcame anger and guilt. I am thankful for my life, said a single mother, again from Africa. House Damaris gave me a job at the child nursery. Through this job, I could be able to pay my own bills and have my own place. I am thankful for that to God and to House Damaris, said a single mother from Africa and a job training graduate. And finally, we have another single mother. I have been hired by House Damaris, a partner organization, and I work making bags. She was hired by the Threads of Hope, this lady. I generate an income, and I am very happy for it. And here you can see some pictures of the activities House Damaris has. We do educational outings. Here's the Acropolis Museum, cooking. We celebrate the children's birthdays, handicrafts. We try to network with other organizations and to be like a warm community. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Rania. That was super. You did a whistle stop cafe run around on behalf of all the members of the shelters task group. Certainly you made reference to everybody, and if we were to go through every single one of the shelters task groups, we'd be out of time for including all the others, but certainly in the context of the variety of provision that's there, there's one common element that's true to all of them, and it's honouring the dignity of the human person, and that's conveyed very much in that publication. It's a beautiful publication, and we will have it up on the website, on the RENATE website, after the webinar, so it'll be available in the PDF format. A great resource to have, full of lots of ideas, and very much something that is manageable and accessible for everybody in all. So thanks, Rania. So you can finish your screen sharing. I can't stop the screen sharing for you. If you can. There we have it. Great. Thank you very much. So we're going to move on. And if, as I said, if any of you have any thoughts or questions, make sure you pop them into the chat, because it's easy to lose track of the train of thought as we move from one thing to the next. So bear with me on these reminders. So now we're going to go on to another film, a short film. And this time the film is from, giving the perspective from Albania and all of the different elements of grassroots work that's underway across the country. The title of the film is called Against the Shadows, and it will be introduced by Anna Stakai, a RENATE member based in Albania. RENATE works for the Madai Trust as their country manager in Albania, and leading their initiatives to help prevent people in Albania from falling prey into the hands of traffickers. So Anna, if you want to just give us a little overview of what the film contains and is about before I screen share. Over to you, Anna.
Thank you, Anne. Well, thank you for inviting me to present this documentary, and I take great pride, not because I've been part of the making of this documentary, but I take pride for my colleagues for the efforts that they have been doing for 20 plus years. Against the Shadows is a documentary that sheds light on exactly this aspect, on the incredible, often hidden efforts of Albania's RENATE members in combating the devastating phenomenon of human trafficking. And as many of you know, human trafficking is not a new problem for Albania. It's over 2 decades ago, this country faced a harsh reality. Young men and women were being trafficked across borders and exploited for many different reasons, mostly for sexual purposes. But from this dark chapter emerged heroes, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And this documentary highlights the work of these people who have been on the front lines of the fight, working tirelessly to protect, rehabilitate, and reintegrate victims. And these silent heroes have not only advocated for the voiceless, but also shaped the evolution of Albania's response to human trafficking. And through this documentary, we aim to bring global attention, not only European attention, to the tireless efforts of these heroes and the importance of supporting and amplifying the ongoing work. It is essential that the world understands that not only challenges faced by Albania in the fight against human trafficking, but also the remarkable progress that has been made and continues to be made every day despite the challenges. I hope you enjoy the documentary and thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Bear with me. It's let's see if it's, yeah, I'd have to go back into the media player. Just give me a moment.
I have it here, Anne. Do you want me to share?
I just have it here now, thanks. I think we're okay. I think we're okay.